here for the Cancer zodiac sign for December. Now, for those of you who watched the previous video, I do have a few more zodiac signs to do. And for those of you, you'll probably be going, where's our reading? Well, your reading's coming, but you're going to be blessed enough to actually get a live reading. So it means that if you're here over, hopefully, the next 24, 48 hours, you will actually get to interact and ask questions, and maybe you'll get a mini reading. So we'll wait and see how that'll go. So I think I've got Scorpio and Capricorn and Virgo to do after the Cancer video. So those are the ones that I'll be doing. You may find that this becomes a regular trend where I do these live, because I am finding they actually upload a lot quicker and straight away you guys can get them. Generally speaking, I work on them where they're in a folder and they can be opened and then shared to my psychic page on Facebook, which I will try and put the link directly below for those of you who do want to actually follow me on Facebook. I do regularly have promotions on that page where, for the people that are subscribers of that page, they can win a free reading. I do also have a new link on the website that is for SMS readings for those of you who are in Australia. So a client asked me if that was a possibility. I've added that and it's directly inside the shop section. So if you've got one question, there's a set fee for that. I've also put a number of 10 units that are able to be purchased. There's also gift vouchers as well on the website, where if you're wanting to buy something from the shop, which has chakra healing, smudge sticks, but Mother is otherwise currently unavailable. Now, what else do I need to tell you? If you are wanting to make a booking, you can go to the link which I will connect at the bottom, and that will be so that you can go through to the website. As I said, the shop is directly connected there. I regularly have specials and sales. Also, if you're wanting to make a booking, go directly to the booking section. If there isn't a time that actually suits you, please email me over the Christmas season and then I can actually book you from my side, because there is a window where it blocks it out where you then can't book on that given day. But if I do have a space, I'm happy to book you in. Now, being a number 1 year, we need to look over directly of what you have achieved and, you know, move through, and the reasons why you're in this energy of what you're going through at the moment. Now, Cancer, you guys have had a lot of soul growth. You've actually had an energy that has been very suppressed, but it hasn't been you suppressing it. It's been external people suppressing your will and preventing you from moving forward. The huge challenge has been for you to own your power, to come to a place where you're saying enough is enough, I'm not having that. So some of it, the external people can actually be feeling there's no movement with you, but there has to actually be movement internally. So depending on whether you're a twin flame or whether, you know, you're simply a moon rising Cancer, this will directly relate to you as well, sun as well. The energy of what you've been going through has been you evolving. So many people might form the opinion that you are not worldly wise, or you haven't grown, or that you have no power. It isn't that you have no power. You're very family orientated. You're actually very, very fair, and sometimes too fair to the detriment of your own well-being. You currently are moving through challenging situations in your life, and this is directly connected to all areas. Now, as I was saying in the previous videos, a lot of us have had a tower event this year in 2017. 2016 was very much about no forward motion, the suppression of energy, and a very, very heavy energy to go through. So this has been going on for a good 2 to 3 years now. 2017 being a number 1 year meant that lots was changing. So your workplace might have changed, or the way you relate to people has been changing. Anything you were doing before that was not directly connecting to you, it's come up the entire year as a sense of a challenge so that you can step into that power and be more authentically yourself. Now, the number 1212 keeps coming up for you. You need to Google it. There is an energy meaning of it that is directly relevant to you. It can be, it's synchronicities of 1111 and 2222. I keep seeing for you guys. Now, this is directly connected to a message directly for you guys and what is going on with you physically. So if I have time, I will actually put it in a folder directly below, and that'll be in numerology. Otherwise, feel free to Google it and have a look at it if I do forget. Now, you guys are at a crossroad at the moment. Now, what's happening with you guys is something's going to change, but you're wondering how, through this complicated situation, you can make it change. There is an answer, and it is making you jumpy and edgy. You're also pushing the pause button. Now, this come up for Libra as well, and for a couple of signs that I've actually done. I feel the pause button is directly there connected to all the pieces of the puzzle coming together, or something actually moving forward at a correct time. You have changed a great deal the way you actually directly communicate and deal with conflict. Conflict has been a challenging issue in your life. Now, I've got another girlfriend calling me. She's a Libran though. She's not a Cancerian. I will actually be interviewing her at some stage. Kalma, her name is. She works in kinesiology, and I will be interviewing her and having a bit of chat connected to chakra and things like that. But that will be a different video. And for those of you who are interested in collaborating with me, please email me, and we can tee up a chat. So I see a complex situation coming up with you guys. Now, there can be challenges directly connected to transport, directly connected to movement. There can also be challenges connected to family dynamics and healing based upon family. This has been going on for some time. For some of you, you may have lost someone who was quite relevant in your life, and you're still dealing with aspects directly connected to healing at that level. Lots of what has happened with you is directly connected to your past. You're a very nostalgic sign. You are a very committed sign. Many will say Cancerians are not. Much of the exterior of what you see is a hard shell, and inside is a very you need to see, when you're dealing with a Cancerian, you physically need to see beyond the exterior, because what you're seeing in the 3D isn't what is in the actual core of the person. A lot is directly connected to their environment or given situations around them. You guys actually do have an energy where you're standing your ground connected to something, and you're wanting a situation to change, but you're really finding no solution. I don't feel you're the solution. I actually feel the universe is trying to give you some information connected to this situation, and that in some shape or form, if you feel it vibrationally to be incorrect for you to go in a certain way, and you're waiting for divine timing, Again, I've been cut off because of a reading. Okay. Another person, I have to say, I am sorry. And I'm going to have to message all my friends and tell them they must not call my work phone. There may be blocks. I feel there's blocks in a way of communication, and there's blocks in a way of having a perspective connected to what you're wanting to do. Some of the information that you have, you're not sharing with others because you know a chain of events will happen. So information that you're withholding for a relevant reason. Other people are judging the situation and saying, well, why haven't you done this, or why haven't you done that? There's a bigger picture, and you're very spiritual and psychic. You have great intuition connected to the people you are directly dealing with. Now, you're using your intuition and your experience to directly deal with these given situations. So if people think you're being over nice connected to some situations, if the universe feels that's incorrect, they're going to force your hand. If you are doing that to protect yourself, your world, your bubble, then that's in alignment with what you're being drawn to do at that given point in time, and keep going. I do feel as though there is going to be a situation and a crossroads you're facing. Now, this decision looks like it's bouncing back and forward. Some of it, the power is going to be taken out of your hand, and it will resolve itself naturally without you having to do anything. Please, as this takes effect, do not take the energy personally. It is there for your greater good, and you will be happy. You just need to understand in the process of what is transpiring right now. I hope this makes sense. Okay, money for you guys. Connected to money, there's something blocking you. You have a dream in mind. You're also in a place where you're feeling that, how do you put it? You put your dream on hold. You put an aspect of you at a financial level on hold due to an external situation. Now, this might be an internal situation, because some of it might be that you feel maybe you're not the person you were yesterday, and that is true, but it doesn't mean that you're not a stronger kind of you today, right now. You are different 100%, but you're feeling that you have no capability at the moment of doing this, but you're intuitively processing it and working out when the correct time is to actually do that. And I feel that a lot of your forward motion in life has been due to external situations. At a financial level, there have been impacts directly connected to decisions that you're punishing yourself for. This vibration is unnecessary. Now, it is an aspect of purging, and when I say purging, I mean healing directly connected to your opinion of why things happened. But going over that process, obviously being a number one, yeah, we do that because we were turning our life upside down and rebuilding it correctly for who we were today. Some aspects of that we haven't removed. Some aspects we haven't moved on from. So as I was saying in the previous video, a lot of the zodiac signs are splitting 50-50. When we're doing this, it means that some of us are older souls and we're further ahead in the game. New challenges will come and new learnings will come, and that's where you probably won't have as much clarity. And if you are needing it, you know, directly connected to a reading or you following your intuition will assist you on that journey. So some elements of readings won't come through for you because you will be further ahead in the journey. Others of us who may be struggling with blocks, this can be connected to chakra. And when I say chakra, it's your intuition. It's the way you communicate. It's the way you feel within your heart. It's the grounding in your life. It's your instincts. When there are blocks connected to this due to previous situations, what happens is we are afraid to then move forward. We're afraid to trust our instincts and trust our heart and trust our intuition because we're remembering back over old ground and saying we don't want the same to transpire. So we're averting disaster but preventing forward motion. So when those blocks are removed, connected to healing, what happens is we're able to move forward successfully. Now, in your money area, you're processing that right now, and I do feel as though you're looking at your shadow side and you're letting go of an old habit. Now, that habit is directly connected to a block that you have been using to suppress your pain because you feel you can't have your dreams, but you're in the shadow connected to this and you're still dreaming it. You can see the Milky Way, you see the potential and the possibility, and you're wanting to move towards it. you're going to have that freedom to do that. The universe is going to assist you to be able to realize this dream. Now, it might happen very quickly, and it might be a light bulb moment that happens with a bit of fire under your butt where, you know, something's going to happen and it's going to push you to run towards your dreams. And although at the time you may feel, wow, that came out of left field, it's happening for a very good reason. You need to trust it. It may be finances are falling down around you and suddenly you spring into action, or that you are looking at your life and thinking, why have I waited? Why am I not dreaming the dream? Why am I not currently doing what I feel I'm entitled to do? Because it's an aspect of your shadow self. It's an aspect of something that you feel you're not entitled to. So a part of you're feeling guilty about having needs, you know, when it comes to money. You're feeling guilty connected to a career and having a life very separate to what you're currently doing. But that's an aspect of who you are. So why are you feeling guilty for you? You is as relevant as anybody else. Other people are accepting themselves as a relevant aspect. So by you preventing that, you're punishing yourself 10 times harder than what anybody else is. So you need to bring that back into balance. I'll pull a chakra card for that. I do feel your energy to be very heavy in a sense of panicked. Panic to do with energies around you. Panic to do with you're reassessing your actual connection with money as well. So it's, you know, although you know you need it, you're also wondering whether it's even worth it, you know. Because your soul is so much bigger than an aspect of you equating to money. And when I say that, I mean never think that a person who's vibrationally connecting with you at a romantic level that is coming from a place of purity is ever going to think that you are an asset to them in a sense of, because you have this in your pocket, that's what you mean to me. Vibrationally, if a person is directly connected to you, they're not looking at your cash component. They're looking at the vibration they physically feel with you. Okay, you're not seeing a lot of money at the moment. You're not seeing the movement forward, but that's going to change. Okay, so it is going to change, but it's because you're doing work of healing right now and detoxifying in order to move forward on that journey. So it might be that you are physically going through a detox, and it may be for some of you that you are going to be going for a job that actually does need some sort of a test, you know, where it comes to you being physically, you know, cleansed and detoxified to be able to maintain or obtain that job. Now, within your family life, what's happening is you're not seeing the medicine in a situation. You're not seeing the healing in it. And there's no healing directly coming from family. Now, I'm going to pull a clarity card on that because I do feel for you that's a real block. Maybe you don't need to do anything to heal this. Maybe this is what it is and it's an aspect of acceptance connected to it. But I think this is directly connected to your childhood. So an aspect of what you're currently dealing with now, it can be your soul family, it could be your children. It can also be your connection with your family members, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister. And for those who don't have DNA family, it can be your soul family, the people you're directly connecting with. You're not seeing the medicine in the situation, and maybe you think certain things have to change, but you have no solution as to how it can change. So you're wondering what to do in that given situation. Okay, some of it needs to come from the external. Some of it needs to be changed. But unless they're working with it, you can't do anything to it. So the old saying, it takes two to tango. You can only do what you can physically do. And outside of that, if they're not working with you, there's nothing you can do to change that. But it has healed. You got smudge stick in reverse. It had healed. Let me tune into that a bit more. Some things are broken were meant to be broken, and you need to accept that. So it's that you're not accepting a process in a situation, and you need to accept that some aspects are there the way they're supposed to be, and maybe that's just something that you need to let go of. Okay. The people who vibrationally are connected to you that are real will be there, and that's what counts. So the real deal connected to love, family, partners, Christmas, New Year's, birthdays, however that be, the people who pivot towards you are the ones that are correctly for you in the way of looking at family. So it doesn't have to be a DNA family. I do feel there's one family member. See, I don't know if you can see it. There's a light coming from behind the tent. Very bad lighting in here. Okay. So there's a bit of light coming from behind that. It's like one spirit guide from the other side is actually saying, although the aspect of me being your family is I'm currently not here, I'm always with you and I can see what's going on. And they're trying to guide you towards people that are going to be your family. It doesn't have to be your DNA family, if that makes sense. Okay, your general life. Let's see what's going on there. Similar cards to Libra. You may have Libra moon rising. Anyone who pivots towards you is meant to be there. So if you find, I'm just answering a question that was put up, if people come towards you, they're there vibrationally for a reason. So your soul actually picks your road before you've come here. So the people that will interact with you will be chosen prior to coming here. So anyone who's moving towards you, sometimes you're not to know, they move towards you for a given reason. Just go with the flow. Okay. Poor Cancer. Okay. The burden of being a Cancer is you're very grounded and you're very family orientated. You're also very responsible. So you're going to have to make a decision connected to something. And this is really, really highlighted this month. And it's affecting you because you're thinking, why is this burden only on me? Why do I have to be the one that physically has to choose this aspect? And it's frustrating you. So in your general life, you need to make the choice with the given information you have that is vibrationally correct for you. But you also need to do some reflection. You know who you really are. It doesn't matter what the external world feels you are and what their opinions are of you. Also, you have evolved and the clarity is coming. And do Google Dragonfly. I mean, like I said in the Libran video, I have been seeing many around and it's directly connected to an aspect of change that is happening with you. So it can be that you're reflecting or you're intuitively grounding yourself directly connected to water. So it's, yeah, Google it anyway. Best advice. Okay, you're still working on something. So even though you have a decision to make and you know who you are to the core, you're digging to the bottom of the situation because you like I said, you might have a bit of Libra in your chart. I don't know. They've got similar cards. It's like you're needing to physically see something through or let the universe take over so that it's supposed to fall into place where it's supposed to fall. Some aspects feel like they're completely out of your control. Now, something where you're feeling it's going to be lightning bolts and thunder, it's not going to be that way. Because I feel aspects of that is, how do you put it? It feels like you have a fair-based connection to a scenario that is transpiring, but it's all in the head. So if you just accept that and go with the flow, and I don't feel you've got you do have a great sense of humor, but at the moment I'm feeling you do not have that lightheartedness, and that's directly connected to the environment around you at the moment. I do feel you have an urgency directly connected to forward movement, and due to that, that's where the frustration lies. Especially that, you know, we're very much doing heavy purging in the last 2 months of the year because we're finalising a chapter of our life and moving towards the number 2 year. Now, the number 2 year is all about commitments. We've done the foundation work, so it can bode very well for finances, business ventures, relationships, commitments. And really having the correct people with us in our life. So that's very positive that we're moving towards that. Okay, so You directly are getting guidance from the people who are there supporting you at the moment. This might be remotely, or this might be a physical person who's in your life who is trying to assist you with grounding you, giving you the very best, cleansing you, helping you see the clarity in this situation. You also have the intelligence to see the truth of this situation. And some of it, you're looking back over the records of your life and getting the clarity. And it might be that it's keeping you up at night. It's affecting your creativity. You have this card in reverse. So by really being stuck, it's preventing forward movement. This may be an energy you're physically taking on for the sake of the situation. And if that's so, sometimes at times I feel you're getting to a point you're thinking, well, how am I even going to make it past that point to even make it to the time frame that you've kind of perceived in your mind as the correct time to make the decision? Because at times the universe is very much testing you and you're thinking, I don't even know if I can make it to that time frame. Okay, you need to take your power back. You've got this card in reverse. You know, where you need to really be taking your power, you're reserving it. And again, this might be to really cope with the negative energies around you because you really don't want to buy into a fight. So you're maintaining the status quo for the peace at home. Something directly connected to the number 10. This could be the 10th month. This could be a zodiac sign directly connected to the 10th month. It could be a Libran. Or within on the 10th day this month, there is going to be an aspect of pleasure directly connected to you. And a thing and a person. Yeah. But I do feel that you're very much at a crossroad. Now we're going to get on to the singles and we'll see what's going on for you guys. You guys are really processing aspects of the past. You're also collecting all the information connected to people. You're very nostalgic towards a certain time in life. Again, I do feel there is a guide around you. Now, this I'm picking one male energy that is around you at the moment. But definitely it could be of the opposite sex as well. This is maybe for 50% of you. It doesn't feel like it could be an older age. Again, there's too many to read for, so I just feel there is a loved one. We'll keep it as general as that. There is a loved one who, during this arduous time, is physically guiding you, and they're wanting you to know that they're there with you. So this is a past over loved one, as well as directly connected to a person you're physically thinking about. You're directly seeing them in your dreams as well. It can be you are distancing yourself even though you're wanting to move forward towards this person at the same time. It's very interesting energy. Now, you know, aspects of some of you are feeling like your work is going fantastically. But again, I don't feel that that's really top on your mind. There is something that is out of sync. It's like you do know that you're focusing on one area heavier than the other, if that makes sense. And it's like it's like the final piece of the puzzle to make it a beautiful life. And you're wondering if that's ever going to happen. You're wondering how that's going to come about. There's also a very heavy connection towards this energy. And it can be a direct person that you're feeling if you don't have this item in your life, you actually do not know what it's going to look like. And that's really frightening you. I can see you looking down memory lane as well. Okay. You're trying to push through this situation, but you're definitely feeling that this is long overdue to remove yourself from a scenario. But you're not ready to. So it can be that a given situation you're currently dealing with at an emotional level, you're needing to step out of and heal, or that you're wanting forward motion and you're scared that it's just going to be pain, pain, pain. there is going to be a celebration. And again, I do notice this for a lot of the zodiacs at the moment, that directly connected to a gathering. Now, not all of us do spend Christmas together. Not all of us do celebrate Christmas. It can be New Year's. It can be a social function. It can be a barbecue. It feels directly connected to an event. There is going to be something happy that is happening at that time. Now, it might be that you're extending an offer directly connected to a romantic person, or it can be that there is going to be directly something to celebrate in your heart chakra. So it might be that you physically see them or hear from them, the people that you're directly connected to, and this makes you happy. In some shape or form, also directly connected to this, you're scared that you're lying to yourself. So you're very much up in your head at the moment. So it's like you know something to the core, but you're not verbalizing it. You're holding your tongue, but you really do want to say something. And it may be that you want to communicate with this person and they're on your mind very heavily, but you're not admitting to yourself that this is the point. But I don't feel there's deception. I mean, this card's all about deception. I think it's internal deception. It's you feeling one thing, but really not verbalizing it because you are the crab and you don't want to have that facade that you actually are soft. Yet, emotionally speaking, the walls that you have are there to protect you, but now you're protecting you. You're protecting yourself too heavily, where you're preventing yourself from having what you actually want. But you can't have that unless you can actually verbalize it. Okay, this person I do feel knows how you are. So it's not like, don't ever feel you will be, how could you put it? You know, there's reasons we have walls, and that wall is there because you're fearing the uncertainty of the response. Now, that response, if you're fearful of it, I do feel, you know, a chain of events will happen and you vibrationally don't know if you're ready to answer all of those given questions right away, and that you don't want to rush this situation. To the core, you're sure. But aspects of it, there's little baby steps you need to take prior to feeling 100% on track and ready to do that. There is going to be success regardless, and where your heart is invested is where it's invested. So lying to yourself in a sense, or the situation not being verbalized, doesn't mean it's not so. It is so. Okay, it can be again that, you know, it could have been in the past you were ruined financially. So, and it might have directly come from this individual, or it might have been due to a series of situations that have really left you to feel spent, or physically come to a place where you've had to rebuild your life at a financial level. So you've had to just focus on that. And again, it is an aspect of a wall where you're trying to build those foundations and build yourself back up again. So you're scared to then let anyone in, just in case all of the remainings of what you physically have may be taken from you. But a person who directly loves you would never do that to you. So you need to know, vibrationally speaking, there is going to be a celebration and you can trust in this situation. Now, there is this person or you might be to the point where you're ready to verbalize this and ready to communicate aspects of this, but try and keep grounded, because sometimes when we have that front up and we're scared, we can really verbalize it in a way that might not be the way we want to after the fact. But I do think this person knows you quite well, and I think they will understand it. It may temporarily hurt them in a sense of misunderstanding, but this is the energy this month where it is very energetic. But I do feel if the connection is directly there, it will not break the connection. It does make you feel like unsure, because still an aspect of you is very afraid, but regardless, you are going to move forward with it, and it still will come up in a trigger point to really address this issue connected to this person. Okay, this person is actually balancing finances at the moment and working, and they are more balanced in where they are. They may be a Libran, but don't actually look at any of the zodiac signs. It can be their personality where they've brought the balance back. Some situations around them have been very unfair, and maybe them not hearing the direct communication from you, or them visually seeing some things or a past tense situation has been unfair. But this is the energy around them at the moment. And maybe you feel by them not making certain decisions and actions that they're being unfair to you. But it's because they needed the balance back in their life before they could extend an offer. Okay, they are going to extend this forward to you, and that clarity, and it might come in the evening, and I am feeling as though you won't actually see it coming, but they are trying to actually open your heart chakra and move towards you. And it can be someone who's a bit of a comedian, I'm feeling. Let's pull some chakra cards for guidance, and I'll pull some romance angel cards for singles. Got to keep an eye on the time because I need to pick my daughter up. I have a teenager, I keep an eye on her. All my friends tease me and say, this is your karma for being naughty. I was never naughty. I had a very strict father. It's my karma to be flexible, but also stern. Okay, currently, singles, you guys are focusing on finance. Yes, both of your energies are scared at the moment. Look, this year has very much been about the past. So all past hurts, any kind of issues at work where we weren't noted for, you know, our skill or our ability and being paid our dues. It's like lots of aspects have come up in a point of trigger. So it's a bit like, you know, having a Reiki session and coming out feeling absolutely exhausted and then bursting into tears after the situation, you know, because you've had a horrendous moment happen. It's been a very heavy year. So a lot of us, emotionally speaking, are just trying to get ourselves safe where we're ready for that new way of living and feeling. But financially speaking, it's boding very well for you. Emotionally, the investment you have directly connected to this person is well invested, seeds well planted. You both together working will be very good in your future. You will have a very solid future. For some of you, I do actually see a property elsewhere to where you're currently living, and it might be accommodation related, where you physically see yourselves environmentally living in a different way. This can be in the country or more remote or totally a different location. Okay, both of you are changing the way in which you're communicating together, and it will be music to your ears that finally you're singing to the same tune, and your heart chakra will be open and healed in the month of December, ready for 2018. Singles, any advice? Okay. You're questioning the passion. You've got this card going. Both of you are doing this. So try and get up and out of your head. Okay, so this could be someone you currently, you know, you're in love with, but they're currently not around. You know, or feel, or are assessing that they're the one. Now, in a sense of a wedding card, this can be that you take the commitment to the next level. Not all of us kind of vibrationally, you know, believe in marriage. So the connection as such at a deep level can be that you're taking the relationship to the next level, or that you're physically wanting or feel directly connected, very, very committed to this individual, but it's not completely here on the 3D directly in front of you. For some of you that are directly connected to this person and you're sort of working through your issues, this will physically be that this does happen. So it depends on how it's going to relate. But I do feel it's a connection, and you guys have been through kind of the woods this year, but you're questioning the romantic feelings, and that can be because you're physically assessing it. So a proposal might come forward to you, and automatically you might not be able to give them an answer, or you have the answer, and this work is being done separately. That's why it hasn't, like, it feels like even if there is a time frame where they've got to travel before these things can get off the ground, and the communications is there, the relationships starts getting off the ground, it is worth waiting for, and it's going to happen. So don't get unhinged and actually work with the energy. And yeah, away you go. Okay, couples. And now if you are seeing and directly dealing with someone, look at couples and singles. I think couples at the moment have these environmental situations going on. I do feel you've worked very hard. Some of it you're feeling is out of your control. There are external situations impacting you. You're a bit cautious to communicate, and this communication is actually, you're not meaning to be that way. You're just unsure of how to do this communication. So it's like you're walking on eggshells, but it's not because the person's horrible that you're directly connected to. It's that I wouldn't even say you're not saying eye to eye. There's a hurdle day by day, and you're thinking, gosh, when's it just going to stop? When is the quiet going to kind of come about? My foot's falling asleep. Okay, you guys are really healing. And I don't think it's that life isn't moving forward. I think it's external situations really directly impacting you guys. Now, your partner's energy, this could be them, or what they're dealing with is they're trying to be very balanced, connected to this situation. Again, it could be, you know, it's the Justice card, so it could be Libra, but it doesn't have to be. Don't get caught up on the signs. This can be the way they're physically acting. They're trying to be very balanced, and they're trying to look at this perspective of how to handle it. So that's what's crowning their energy. You feel that you've planted seeds well, directly connected to this connection with the person. So you are directly feeling connected and committed to this situation. And again, it could be a twin flame, because again, the swan is there. And it feels like a new beginning, but it doesn't feel this new beginning has actually got off the ground completely yet. It feels it's in planning stage, but you're both working together on this, and you both are feeling like the world's against you. Now, they definitely do have romantic feelings, and your feelings towards them are extremely strong. But there is external scenarios going on that are directly impacting you, and it can be, you know, people that are very judgmental, people that are jealous of your connection. You really need to white light yourself, or maybe smudge stick your house, or I don't know, picture it to not be so. Don't sweat the small things, but I am feeling that energy is actually impacting you. It can be that there is a pull of time that, you know, you're really, thank you. I was a bit unwell yesterday, so I'm surprised I look okay. It's like there's external situations that are impacting it. So it could be family dynamics, it could be friendships, it could be jealous friends, and they're saying, gosh, we never have any time with you. It's just this energy that is really nagging on the given situation. Now, your partner feels stuck. And there are blocks, and they're emotional. It might be trigger points from their previous situations in life that are coming up with some of what's going on, and they're getting scared that they're vulnerable. So this doesn't have to be that you're doing that to them. It can be the dynamic as per se, directly connected to these jealous energies that are making your partner feel very afraid. Now, they're choosing to feel that way. Yes, they have a sense of responsibility, and they could leave. But they're choosing to stay because they actually want to stay, and they're trying to deal with elements of their fears connected to their safety. And they want to feel safe in this connection with you. You're also doing the same thing, ironically enough. You're mirroring each other. You're scared you're going to be left out in the cold, and you're regretful. But you need to ground yourselves, because this dynamic is what's triggering it, not you guys to the core. Okay, so it's the reason you're sad is because it's prevented you from having a fresh start. It's prevented it from moving forward. And I'm going to pull some clarities on this. Oh, Cancer. Okay. You basically, hello, thank you. Intuitive Perceptions, hello, how are you? Yes, I've got Cancer through my chart as well. Okay, you guys at the moment are going through massive growth, right? So the strange thing is, how do you put it? You're going to have your fresh start. Your partner is going to wait for you. I mean, I've obviously having Cancer in my chart, I have listened to some videos on YouTube and I find them to be very negative. It's because of the energy going on. Sometimes we need to look at the external situations directly connected to what's going on. What is going on with Cancer at the moment is they're stuck and purging, but there's also elements going on that are directly impacting them. So if we picture a pause button of a gift to them, if you're actually their partner, and if you're actually trying to get perspective on the given situation, they're currently going through a stage where elements of the universe are coming towards them, also dynamics that they're needing to let go of, but they feel inappropriate to let go of. This could be commitments and family commitments. They're not knowing, they can't see through the crap where the solution is. So they're also having great faith that the universe is going to assist them with this. And I do feel their guides are helping them with this. For you as their partner, it may be very challenging to watch them physically going through this. And it may mean at times you're feeling quite heavy energy where you're trying to carry aspects of their emotions. So you will notice that when you're dealing with your partnered energy, that you're going to need to cleanse. So you'll be dealing with them and you can see that emotionally they're purging and they're very, very agitated, and you can ground them only to then the next day feel very agitated, energetically speaking. Now, the best advice I can give you is please go cleanse, ground yourself, listen to meditation music, because an aspect of you is the key, but an aspect of you can assist in their trigger points for them to do their purging. Try not to go into your base chakra feeling that you're going to ruin this relationship. What they're physically going through is environmental and it's temporary, but it's just the most horrendous time for this to be happening, because you're wanting the direct connection, you know, the love to be flowing and it to be all bed of roses and lovely. But you know, this is what's meant to you guys. This is what is going to bind you guys together, because it's, you know, the old saying, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's making your relationship stronger. It's almost like a test. Now, this test isn't to ruin you. It's actually to show you that you guys can do this, that you guys always had the tools. And it may be that you're old souls, or, you know, that you reconciled and you've been working on your differences. It depends on where you are, you know, as a Cancer, and how this directly relates to you. Again, you need a private reading. So the work that you're currently doing together, although it looks like hell, it's not hell, it's the glue. They're going to say, well, wow, you know, you're the only one that's stuck around to do this work with me. Nobody else has. Who sticks in this hot mess with me? Yes, you guys do, because you guys have the strength to be able to make it through. You, as the partner, have the tools. If you're cross-watching, you have the tools. You're able to do this. You have the strength. That's why this is affecting you when you see it. It's affecting you so much because you know they're so much, they are strong. They're thinking they're weak. Cancers are thinking they're weak, but they're not, because to endure this hell, they are very strong. they're scared that you're going to leave them. They're really afraid that you will leave them. They're also feeling that legally speaking, these injustices that have been happening, you know, it's impacting their health, and they're thinking, is there ever a way out? Yes, there is, and nothing ever stays the same. That's one of my favourite sayings. If I look back over 10 years, my life doesn't look anything like it did. My career's totally different. My relationships are totally different. My manifestation skills and my belief systems are totally different. I've totally evolved as a human being. They do have many choices to make, and I don't think this is relationship based. I think it's emotionally speaking, their compass is really being worked upon to get to the core of what they're completely doing. They know they're not trapped, but their challenge has been to act with integrity. So an aspect of the reason why they're stuck doing that is because they're coming from a place of integrity. And this could be a trigger point directly connected to childhood, where they're revisiting aspects of their childhood through their living life and saying, I do not wish to equate to that given situation that happened so many moons ago. So it's like they're making up for a previous situation that had absolutely nothing to do with them, but it's helping an aspect of healing, if that makes sense. There are external people that are being very selfish, and it can be that they're really thinking about themselves. They are reflecting back and being patient, but they're directly healing at the moment. So Cancerians are really needing a little bit of healing time. I do feel in the first 2 weeks is going to be pivotal for them. I really do feel within 2 weeks, energetically speaking, I can't see their energy really handling any more of the crap. That's all I'm hearing. It's just like I'm seeing them going, I feel a good, easy 7 months, I'm saying. 7 months. They had made up their mind, but they've held on. They've very much held on. It can be 7 years. It just feels something 7 related. It feels like they've been holding on, and they're thinking, I'm almost there. I can do this. And, you know, it does feel like they're really jumping back and forward in a sense of looking at a perspective in their life and, you know, one day saying, can't do this, the next day like it's all okay, I just haven't had a moment, I've got myself now, I've got my bearings, I'm fine. They're very embarrassed about the situation going on, but they needn't be, because they're just, you know, they're being human. This is what we are as humans. We have our moments, but that's what they're thinking it currently is, that it's a moment. It's not. Impact wise, there's a lot going on, emotionally speaking, for them. I'll pull 3 chakra cards, and then I'll pull some romance angels, and then we'll wind the reading up. They're trying to be very responsible connected to this. They're using their intuition directly connected to this. They're trying also to be flexible. So it looks like they're looking at it as a war, and they're thinking, okay, how do I use my mind to solve this problem? How do I work my way through this maze? How do I get through this situation? They're following their gut. So they're being responsible, and they know what they want, and what they plant is what they wish to receive. So they have invested, emotionally speaking. But also, I do feel external to that situation, they're questioning where they planted that seed. But they can't turn back time. They're healing from that. They're also taking a responsibility directly connected to that decision, but also planting a seed for the future of what they want their future to look like, without punishing themselves for wanting that. They just haven't communicated it. They're using their imagination, they're grounding themselves, and they're wanting that forward movement. They're also using their gut instincts directly connected to this, and their strength. There might be a Leo person directly around them, but I'm feeling it's more their energetic strength that is pushing them forward. Very strange. Oh, my curtain's open. There you go. Okay, couples. There you go. Sorry, when I'm saying there you go, I'm reading your comments and I appreciate your comments. It's actually very interesting to hear. Okay. From this situation that is toxic, what they're doing, they're physically not feeling safe. It's agitating them. It's unhinging them. You, in an aspect of the partner, make them feel safe. The energy going on around them is not making them feel safe. It's not making them feel their natural selves. So it's unhinging them, so to speak. You've got this card in reverse. Okay, so it's making them reflect. It's really coming up as the heightened energy of what's around them. They're going to free themselves from this due to that factor. So, I mean, like I said, I have watched a lot of the videos. Sometimes, obviously for myself, I have psychic abilities, so my intuition comes directly through my dreams. Yes, I can do my cards, but I am a psychic visual. So if people ask me directly connected to what I see for myself and they were to ask me questions, I could physically give myself a reading. So with readings, you will have to be quick because it's almost flat. You're going to give your relationship cup readings. Tinkerbell. I love it that you call me that. We will one day, you never know. But I probably will be doing coffee cup readings for the zodiac signs. I will probably add that to the website whereby you can actually take photos of your coffee cup. And you can get a hot chocolate from Macca's or something like that. Also, there is a new section on the website that is for SMSs, like I said before, and that's for one question or several. And there's prices, and it's actually located in the shop section on the website. As I said, if you're wanting a booking and there is not a time frame, please email me through the silly season because I still will be there for you. I have blocked a small amount of time out to keep the balance, obviously, and have a little bit of time with family. But I do emergency readings, and I'll be happy to hear from you guys. I still will be doing the other videos, the twin flames and the ones that are still left to go, but they might take a couple of days, but they will be there. So I want you guys to have a very happy new year. Thank you for sharing this 1 year journey with me, and I'm going to continue on next year and bring additional readings to the page. Please like, share and subscribe if you feel somebody will directly get a benefit out of this. Tell me how you guys like the live sessions and if you want this to be a permanent thing. And we'll see how we go. Happy New Year, guys. Many blessings. Bye.